Ever get the feeling that some people just glide through life, make even the toughest accomplishments look easy? Well, today we're diving into that.
Yeah.
That fascinating idea that appearances could be just as crucial as reality, especially when it comes to wielding power.
It's true, and it all comes down to the psychology of perception, you know?
Hmm.
Humans were just inherently drawn to things that seem magical, almost as if they defy explanation.
Right.
Think about our enduring fascination with magic tricks or the awe we feel watching an athlete just dominate their sport with effortless grace.
We're talking about Law 30. Make your accomplishments seem effortless. From Robert Greene's The 48 Laws of Power.
Yeah.
And frankly, this one really caught my eye because I'm definitely guilty of oversharing my struggles
Oh,
sometimes.
that's a common trap.
Yeah.
But Green argues that constantly revealing your struggles can actually diminish your achievements in the eyes of others.
No, really.
Yeah, when people
Yeah.
see how much effort goes into something, it can breed envy instead of admiration.
It's like you're taking away the mystery, right? If everyone sees the sweat and toil, they might start thinking, well, maybe I could do that too if I just worked hard enough.
Exactly. But by concealing that labor, you create an aura of mystique, making your success seem almost inevitable, like it was destined to happen.
Okay, so let's get into some real-world examples of how this law plays out.
Okay.
Robert Greene uses Leonardo da Vinci as a prime example.
Da Vinci was a true Renaissance man, excelling in art, science, invention, and so much more. But what's truly striking is how his work, particularly his paintings, radiate this aura of effortless perfection.
Like the Mona Lisa, right?
Yeah.
I mean, it's one of the most iconic paintings in the world. And it has this ethereal quality as if it just emerged fully formed from Da Vinci's mind.
Yes, but what we don't see are the years of meticulous study, the countless preliminary sketches, and the constant revisions that went into creating that masterpiece. Da Vinci understood the importance of selectively showcasing his process. He might have invited patrons to his studio to witness him working on a seemingly effortless sketch, further reinforcing the idea of his natural genius.
Wow. So it's not just about being brilliant. It's also about being strategic in how you reveal your brilliance.
Absolutely. And it begs the question, are we revealing too much these days? With social media, we're constantly bombarded with behind-the-scenes glimpses of everyone's process.
That's a really interesting point. Maybe some of that transparency is actually working against us, making success seem less impressive because we're so aware of the effort involved.
It's certainly something to think about. And it highlights Green's point that revealing weaknesses can diminish the power of your accomplishments. When you let others see you sweating and straining, they might start to doubt your natural ability.
It's almost like you're giving them permission to question whether you truly deserve the success you've achieved.
Precisely. And Green contrasts this with the power of projecting confidence and ease, particularly in situations where others might expect you to crack under pressure. Think about high-stakes business negotiations.
You don't want your competitors to sense any vulnerability, right?
Right. It's about maintaining composure, projecting an aura of calm and control, even if you're feeling the pressure internally.
But how do you actually do that? I mean, it's one thing to say stay calm, but it's another thing to actually pull it off when the stakes are high.
Well, one strategy is to practice visualization techniques. Imagine yourself in the high-pressure situation, handling it with grace and ease. The more you rehearse this in your mind, the more natural it will feel when you're actually facing the challenge.
So it's like mental training for effortless accomplishment. I can see how that could be really helpful.
Yeah.
Okay, so we've talked about the importance of concealing effort in business and leadership, but what about other areas of life? Does this law apply to things like creative pursuits or even personal relationships?
Absolutely. Think about Roger Federer, one of the greatest tennis players of all time.
Federer is a legend. And you're right, he always seems so effortlessly graceful on the court.
And that's precisely what makes him so intimidating to his opponents. They're left wondering, how can he maintain that level of play without even breaking a sweat? Of course, we know that behind that effortless exterior is years of intense training and unwavering dedication.
But he never lets us see the struggle, right? He just glides across the court, making it all look so easy.
Exactly. And it reinforces that perception of effortless mastery, giving him a psychological edge over his opponents. It's a reminder that sometimes the less we reveal about our efforts, the more powerful we become.
I like that.
Yeah.
Makes you think. Welcome back. We're deep in Law 30 of Robert Greene's The 48 Laws of Power. Make your accomplishments seem effortless.
Yeah.
And we're starting to see how powerful this idea can be, from Leonardo da Vinci's strategic studio visits to Roger Federer's aura of calm on the tennis court.
It's fascinating, isn't it? We're drawn to those who make the difficult look easy, and that aberration translates into real power and influence.
Totally.
Mm.
But last time we also started talking about how tricky it can be to actually pull this off in real life.
Right.
It's one thing to admire Federer's grace, but how do we apply those principles to, say, a nerve-wracking presentation at work?
That's the million-dollar question, isn't it?
Yeah,
How do we bridge the gap between admiring effortless accomplishment and actually embodying it?
exactly. Feels a little daunting.
It doesn't have to be. Remember, it all starts with mastery. The more you practice and hone your skills in private, the more natural and effortless you'll appear when it's time to perform.
Okay, so step one is to become really good at what we do so that when the pressure's on, we can execute with confidence and grace.
Mm.
Like if I'm giving that presentation, I need to know my material inside and out.
Precisely. The less you're struggling with the content, the more you can focus on projecting an aura of ease and control. But it goes beyond just technical skills.
Mm.
It's also about cultivating the right mindset, which honestly can be the harder part.
So what does that look like? How do you train your mind to be effortlessly accomplished?
Think back to the Federer example. He doesn't just possess incredible tennis skills. He also has this unwavering composure under pressure.
Right?
That calm demeanor is a huge part of his success. You could almost say that he has mastered the art of non-reaction. He doesn't get flustered by mistakes or intimidated by his opponents.
He just keeps his cool, which probably drives his opponents crazy.
Exactly. And that's a skill you can cultivate too. One effective technique is to practice mindfulness meditation. Regular meditation can help you become more aware of your thoughts and emotions, giving you greater control over how you react in stressful situations.
Interesting. So I'm training my mind to stay grounded and focused, even when things get chaotic around me.
Precisely. It's like building a mental fortress that helps you stay calm and collected amidst the storm. And that composure translates into an outward aura of effortless accomplishment.
Okay, so we're mastering our craft and cultivating a calm, focused mind. What else can we do to project that effortless vibe?
Here's a crucial one, and it's something I've been working on myself. Avoid complaining about how hard you work.
Oh, I feel so called out right now. I'm totally guilty of this. It's like I want people to acknowledge my effort, especially if I'm proud of the outcome.
I get it. It's tempting to want validation for our hard work. But remember, when you complain about the struggle, you're essentially making success look difficult. You're shifting the focus from the achievement to the effort involved.
And that diminishes the sense of wow factor, right?
Yeah.
If it sounds like anyone could do it with enough effort, it becomes less impressive.
Exactly. Instead of saying, I was up all night working on this proposal, try saying, I'm excited about this new strategy. I think it has the potential to really move the needle.
Subtle shift. But I see what you mean. I'm highlighting the positive outcome, not the behind-the-scenes grind. It makes me sound more confident and in control.
Exactly. It's about letting your accomplishments speak for themselves without needing to draw attention to the effort behind them.
Okay, so we're not bragging about our all-nighters. But how do we handle compliments? It feels weird to just brush them off.
You don't have to brush them off entirely. It's more about shifting the emphasis. Instead of launching into a detailed account of all the blood, sweat, and tears, try a simple, thank you, I'm glad you like it, or I appreciate that I enjoyed working on it.
So I'm acknowledging the compliment, but keeping the focus on the positive outcome, not the grueling process.
Precisely. It's a subtle but effective way to reinforce that aura of effortless accomplishment.
This is really making me think about how I present myself in all areas of life. It's not just about work, it's about relationships, creative projects, everything.
You're absolutely right. This principle applies across the board. Let's say you're learning a new skill like playing the piano. Instead of constantly complaining about how hard it is to focus on the joy of making music, even if it's just a simple melody, people will be drawn to your passion and enthusiasm, not your frustration.
So even if my fingers are fumbling all over the keys, if I'm genuinely enjoying the process, the positive energy will shine through.
Exactly. It's about finding the joy in the journey, even when it's challenging. And that joy becomes contagious, making your accomplishment seem even more effortless and inspiring.
This is blowing my mind. I'm starting to see how this law can transform not just how people perceive me, but also how I approach challenges in general. Instead of getting bogged down in the struggle, I can focus on the positive outcome and let that drive my actions.
That's the beauty of this law. It's not just about manipulation or creating a false image. It's about tapping into a deeper truth about human nature. We're all drawn to those who radiate effortless confidence and joy, and by cultivating those qualities within ourselves, we can become more magnetic and influential.
Wow, that's a powerful thought. Okay, so we've talked about mastering our craft, Cultivating a calm mind, avoiding complaints, and reframing how we talk about our work. Anything else we should be keeping in mind?
Here's one that might feel a little counterintuitive. Let others underestimate your effort.
Hold on, are you telling me I should intentionally downplay my hard work? That seems risky.
It's not about being deceptive. It's about being strategic in how you reveal information. If people believe that your success comes naturally, they're more likely to admire you and less likely to feel threatened.
So it's about creating a sense of mystery, like how does she do it?
Exactly. It's about subtly suggesting that you have a special knack for making things look easy, even if you've put in a ton of effort behind the scenes.
Oh,
Remember, people love to believe in natural talent, and by allowing them to project that onto you, you become even more intriguing and impressive.
I'm starting to see how this all ties together. It's about crafting a narrative around our accomplishments, one that emphasizes ease, joy, and a touch of mystery.
You're getting it. It's about understanding the power of perception and using it to your advantage. But remember, it's crucial to strike a balance.
Right. We don't want to become so obsessed with appearing effortless that we lose touch with our authentic selves.
Exactly. It's not about creating a fake persona. It's about strategically highlighting certain aspects of yourself while downplaying others. It's about being the best version of yourself, the version that effortlessly glides through challenges and inspires others along the way.
Okay, I'm really feeling this. But I have to admit, I'm a little nervous about taking this too far. Is there a danger in making things look too easy?
That's a great question, and it leads us to a crucial point: the importance of balance. While there's power in projecting effortlessness, there's also a risk of making your accomplishments seem so easy that people undervalue them.
Like if it looks like anyone could do it, it becomes less special, right?
Precisely. It's like the old saying, familiarity breeds contempt. If you're constantly making everything look effortless, people might start to take your skills for granted.
So the element of surprise and challenge is lost, and with it, some of the admiration.
Precisely. And that's why it's so important to find that sweet spot between showcasing your skills and hinting at the unique talents and efforts behind them.
It's like we were talking about with the magician. They want to create that sense of awe and wonder, but they also want you to appreciate the skill and artistry involved.
Exactly. And the same principle applies to any field. You want to strike that delicate balance between effortless execution and subtle acknowledgement of the journey. It's about letting people see glimpses of the hard work, the dedication, and the passion that fuel your success without overwhelming them with details or complaints.
Okay, so it's not about pretending that things are always easy. It's about finding that delicate balance between effortless presentation and genuine acknowledgement of the effort involved.
Well said. And remember, effortlessness is relative. What might seem effortless to one person could require a tremendous amount of effort for someone else. It's important to avoid comparing ourselves to others or striving for some unattainable ideal of effortless perfection.
So it's about finding our own unique rhythm, our own way of moving through the world with grace and ease.
Exactly. And it's about celebrating the journey, both the triumphs and the challenges, without letting the struggle overshadow the joy of accomplishment.
This has been an incredibly insightful conversation. I'm already starting to reframe how I think about success and effort.
I'm thrilled to hear that. Remember, making your accomplishments seem effortless is not about deception or manipulation. It's about understanding the power of perception and using it to your advantage. It's about creating a powerful narrative around your success, one that inspires admiration, builds influence, and ultimately empowers you to achieve your goals with grace and ease.
Well, folks, there you have it. Law 30, decoded and demystified. We've explored the power of making your accomplishments seem effortless, the strategies for achieving this elusive state, and the importance of balance and authenticity.
As you go out into the world, remember to wield this knowledge wisely. Effortless accomplishment is a tool that can be used for good or for ill.
It's up to each of us to use our power and influence responsibly to create a world where success is not just about individual achievement, but also about collaboration, compassion, and making a positive impact.
So go forth and conquer your goals, effortlessly, of course.
And until next time, keep learning, keep growing, and keep striving for that beautiful balance of effort and ease. We're back, wrapping up our deep dive into Law 30. Make your accomplishments seem effortless. It's been a wild ride. We've explored everything from Renaissance masters to modern-day magicians, all through the lens of this fascinating idea that concealing effort can actually amplify your power and influence.
And you started to see how this law can apply not just to big splashy achievements, but also to everyday interactions and challenges. It's about cultivating a mindset of effortless accomplishment, both internally and in how you present yourself to the world.
But before we send you off to conquer the world with your newfound effortless grace, I want to make sure we touch on the why behind this law. We
Yeah.
talked a lot about the strategies, but what are the actual benefits of making your accomplishments seem effortless?
Well, as we've touched on, one of the most immediate benefits is that it inspires admiration. Humans are wired to be impressed by those who make the difficult look easy. It taps into our primal fascination with mastery and skill.
It's like we're drawn to that effortless flow state, whether it's watching a skilled athlete or seeing someone effortlessly navigate a complex problem.
Exactly. And that admiration translates into influence. When you project an aura of effortless accomplishment, people naturally gravitate towards you. They want to learn from you, be associated with you, and even emulate your effortless style.
It's like you become a magnet for opportunities and positive connections. People want to be part of your success story.
Precisely. And that leads us to another key benefit: maintaining power. When you make your accomplishments seem effortless, you project an image of competence and control. You're essentially saying, I've got this no sweat.
And that can be incredibly valuable in any field, whether you're leading a team, negotiating a deal, or even just navigating the complexities of everyday life.
You're absolutely right. It's about projecting an image of being unfazed by challenges, which in turn inspires confidence in those around you. People are more likely to trust and follow someone who appears effortlessly in control, even in the midst of chaos.
Okay, so we've got admiration, influence, and power. What else?
Well, there's also the psychological benefit of shielding yourself from unnecessary scrutiny and negativity. When you make your accomplishments seem effortless, you're not inviting people to pick apart your process or question your abilities. You're presenting a finished product, polished and refined, without revealing the messy details behind it.
That makes sense.
Yeah,
It's like you're creating a protective barrier around your success, deflecting envy and criticism.
exactly. And that can be incredibly freeing, both mentally and emotionally. It allows you to focus on your goals without getting bogged down by self-doubt or the need to constantly justify your every move.
This is all starting to click for me. It's not about being fake or pretending to be someone you're not. It's about strategically choosing how you want to present yourself to the world.
You've hit the nail on the head. It's about understanding the power of perception and using it to your advantage.
Okay, but let's be real. We've talked about all these benefits, but is there a downside to this whole effortless accomplishment thing? Could it backfire?
That's a crucial question, and it brings us back to the concept of balance that we touched on earlier. While there's power in making things look effortless, there's also a danger in taking it too far.
Like if you make everything look too easy,
Yeah,
people might start to undervalue your skills or think that your accomplishments aren't that impressive.
exactly. It's like the phenomenon of the child prodigy. When someone displays remarkable talent at a young age, we're initially awestruck. But if they continue to excel effortlessly throughout their life, we might start to take their abilities for granted, almost expecting them to succeed without effort.
So the element of surprise and challenge is lost, and with it, some of the admiration.
Precisely. And that's why it's so important to find that sweet spot between showcasing your talents and subtly hinting at the dedication and effort behind them.
It's like we were talking about with the magician. They want to create that sense of awe and wonder, but they also want you to appreciate the skill and artistry involved.
Exactly. And the same principle applies to any field. You want to strike that delicate balance between effortless execution and subtle acknowledgement of the journey. It's about letting people see glimpses of the hard work, the dedication, and the passion that fuel your success without overwhelming them with details or complaints.
Okay, so it's not about pretending that things are always easy. It's about finding that delicate balance between effortless presentation and genuine acknowledgement of the effort involved.
Well said. And remember, effortlessness is relative. What might seem effortless to one person could require a tremendous amount of effort for someone else. It's important to avoid comparing ourselves to others or striving for some unattainable ideal of effortless perfection.
It's about finding our own unique rhythm,
Mm.
our own way of moving through the world with grace and ease.
Exactly. And it's about celebrating the journey, both the triumphs and the challenges, without letting the struggle overshadow the joy of accomplishment.
This has been an incredibly insightful conversation.
Mhm.
I'm already starting to reframe how I think about success and effort.
I'm thrilled to hear that. Remember, making your accomplishments seem effortless is not about deception or manipulation. It's about understanding the power of perception and using it to your advantage. It's about creating a powerful narrative around your success, one that inspires admiration, builds influence, and ultimately empowers you to achieve your goals with grace and ease.
Well, folks, there you have it. Law 30 decoded and demystified. We've explored the power of making your accomplishments seem effortless, the strategies for achieving this elusive state, and the importance of balance and authenticity.
As you go out into the world, remember to wield this knowledge wisely. Effortless accomplishment is a tool that can be used for good or for ill. It's up to each of us to use our power and influence responsibly to create a world where success is not just about individual achievement, but also about collaboration, compassion, and making a positive impact.
So go forth and conquer your goals, effortlessly, of course. And until next time, keep learning, keep growing, and keep striving for that beautiful balance of effort and ease.